Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is a video response to Brett, the Record Room, his 199 subscribers contest. As always, I want to start off by saying congratulations on the 199 subs. Good number to pick for a contest. I just recently subscribed to your channel. I say recently, maybe a few weeks ago. So I've just kind of recently discovered it, but I was popping through some stuff here before I kind of went off to bed tonight, and I saw your contest and thought, nice, simple, kind of right to the point type question. So let me just kind of jump in and do a quick response and enter your contest. So again, congratulations. Playing in the background, in case you're wondering, got a little Misfits action going on there. So that's what's playing. But anyway, Brett had three kind of simple, well, I thought kind of simple, straightforward questions. So number one was, where do you find records? Pretty much anywhere where records can be. I mean, when I go through and look at my collection, have I purchased a good chunk of records from local stores? Yes, there's a FYE that I used to go to for a number of years. I purchased a ton of records there. There are 3 record stores here locally I've purchased a ton of records from. There are 2 different record shows that take place almost quarterly that over the years I've gone to a ton of those, and I bought a lot of vinyl from those record shows. Every time I travel, anywhere I go, I always seek out the local record stores. So, you know, I bought records in DC, Boston, New York, and I mean, just like Atlanta, Florida, Wisconsin, you know, again, just every place I've ever traveled outside of my state, even within my state, but outside of my state, if I go to a town, I always look for the local record store, so tons of stuff there. And then, of course, you know, online, you know, it's all kind of places online. Mainly, I would say eBay and Amazon are the main 2 places, but I probably have a good 100 or so records I got off of eBay, maybe 50 or so that I've got from yard sales. So, and of course, you know, thrift stores or antique stores and that type of thing. So, really, anywhere where records could pop up is where I find them. Now, I think sometimes, I'm not going to say trick question, but I think the answer to that question really changes depending on what I'm into, what I'm looking for at the time. Like, for example, right now, I'm really in a 70s soft rock mode. That's like the stuff I'm really enjoying listening to, and I'm, you know, purchasing and everything else. Well, a lot of that stuff can be found in, you know, very good records in that genre that can be found in a lot of dollar bins. So I'm not going on eBay looking for Stephen Bishop albums, you know. It's like you can go to your local dollar bin at most stores and probably find like 30 of them, because it's not the stuff that most people want. I do. But, so now that I'm in that 70s soft rock mode, you ask me where do I find records? Well, it's my local stores and dollar bins. That's what I'm hitting up. It's Goodwills, stuff like that. You can find a lot of great 70s soft rock type stuff there. But if you kind of go to the mode or different time periods where I've been in, like, oh, I'm just really digging Slayer right now, and I really want to build up my Slayer collection, I want more. Well, I don't care how much you want to support your local record stores. Most independent record stores, especially prior to these reissues they started doing, you don't just walk in there any given day, any given month for that matter, sometimes any given year, and just find, oh, somebody came in 2 days ago and sold a whole collection of Slayer records. That just doesn't happen. So if you're in a mode where you're collecting like Slayer, Anthrax, or the Big Four, and you ask me where do I find records, it's probably going to be the internet, because you're not just going to go into most independent stores and just find Slayer LPs all over the place. So like I said, where I find records, it depends on really what I'm digging for, what I'm looking for at the time, but truly, I've gotten records from everywhere, and I always keep an eye out everywhere. I guess it's kind of a second part to that question. Do I support local stores over online stores? And I think the example you gave, Brett, was if a record costs $2 more at a local store, would I go buy it there instead of buying it online? And my answer to that is yes. I mean, I do acknowledge the independent, you know, record stores being able to survive, but at the same time, there's kind of a basic logic to it as well. I mean, if I can spend an extra $2 and get the album right now and actually see the album I'm gonna get and look at it, no scratches, not warped, blah blah blah, yeah, that's worth the extra $2 alone, much less supporting the independent store. So yeah, I would definitely buy it at the store instead. As a matter of fact, in some cases, recently what I've started doing is, if there was records that I want to buy online, if I can order them through my local store, I'll just order them there. I mean, it's the same difference. I'm waiting for the mail to come and everything else, but this just kind of gives them a little bit of business and, all of that. So yeah, I definitely try to support the local stores more when it's possible to get what I want through them. Question number 2, do I have a loyalty to a specific store that I like or something of that nature? Not really. I think, and it's not really a loyalty, but kind of just maybe changing the context of that. I tend to have loyalty to individual stores based on their strengths and kind of what they bring to the table. So in other words, if I'm looking for jazz albums, especially like new jazz, like Blue Note reissues and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, there's one specific store that I always go to first when I'm looking for jazz albums, just because that tends to be one of their strengths, and I kind of have a bit of a loyalty in the sense that I'm going to give them the first chance to possibly have what I'm looking for. Not that I have to buy it from them as compared to the store. There's another store which I always label the king of the $10 record store. Guy has a massive store. You never, at least for the most part, you don't find any tremendous grails. He has a decent dollar bin, but for the most part, every record in his store is $6 to $10, every single one. Which is nice because you'll find that nice $9 record that you haven't been able to find anywhere else. He probably has a copy of it, but then a lot of the stuff you see in dollar bins, like all over the country, literally, he has marked for $6 or $7, and it kind of pisses you off. You're like, that's a dollar record everywhere else, and you have it for $7. So when it comes to that maybe hard to find $7 or $8 record, I tend to be somewhat loyal to that store, and I always check them out first. The third store is kind of really the complete store. That's the one where if I'm just browsing and want to see what's new, what's out there, maybe something that I should have, whatever the case may be, I tend to always go to them first, just kind of as a reflex. So again, I don't know if that necessarily falls in the lines of loyalty, but there's just kind of like I do kind of give them those different stores first dibs based on their strengths. So that's question number 2. Question number 3, what do I expect to find maybe besides records when I go to record stores? Again, that kind of depends on the store. And maybe the easiest way to answer this is I've found that record stores are much like people, like individual people. Like if you go to a Dillard's, there might be a Dillard's that has, maybe this one has a bigger Dillard's in a bigger mall or something. So maybe they have a few more items. But it's the same basic Dillard's. Same layout. It's like, stock, company comes in, sets it up, and a Dillard's is a Dillard's wherever you go. A Macy's is a Macy's wherever you go. But independent record stores are a lot different than that. Independent record stores are just like different friends that you have. They all tend to have their own personality to them. So, when you ask, like, do I expect to find something different? It's almost like saying, when you talk to your friends, do you expect a different personality with each friend you talk to? It's like, yeah, I tend to expect something different from each friend. So, again, going back to my local record stores, when I go to the $10 record store that I mentioned, the things I expect to find there are storage type things, shelves, CD storage, vinyl storage, all that type of stuff. Any type of components, turntables, receivers, stuff like that. That's the store that, if most likely, I'll find something there, even though it's so ridiculously priced, it's not even funny. And it's really kind of a bad trade-off because he pays very well for your trade-ins, but then the stuff on the shelf is marked up so much, you're like, there's no way. You got this turntable for $175, I can go get it literally on eBay $70, like literally, it's ridiculous. But anyway, I want to get off point. That store also has tons of VHS tapes. I mean, just so much that it makes your mind flip. What else? DVDs. Tremendous amount of DVDs. He has a huge stocking collection of laser discs. So again, going to that store, I expect sometimes to stumble across and sometimes end up buying posters and just odds and ends VHS tapes of old 80s movies that I like and stuff like that. You know, and there's always T-shirts. That's definitely one thing. What else? I mean, for the most part, with the stores in my area, those are kind of the main things. Outside of that one store, really kind of all that stuff I mentioned about at the $10 store, those are the odds and ends that I usually end up picking up. There's a Slackers in a town that I go to quite a bit for work. They tend to have a lot of like, for some reason they tend to get in a lot of the like action figures, you know, stuff like the Kiss things I have on the wall here and things like that. So sometimes I may pick up, or I have picked up stuff like that there in the past. But really, with kind of my music room and everything else, I'm always open to just musical things, period. You know, anything that revolves around music, be it an actual media type, posters, trinkets, whatever. So yeah, I enjoy finding a lot of different things at local record stores. I'm outside of just records. So there you go, man. My responses to your 3 questions there. You did ask to show the last record that we bought, and this is it right here. Dizzy Gillespie, Swing Low, Sweet Cadillac. Very good find. And again, I found this at the $10 record store for $9. Nice impulse release. Very, very cool Dizzy right there. So there you go, BC. There you go, Brett. Again, congratulations, man. And we will talk to you soon. All right, take care.